Welcome back to another episode of Buzzworthy Businesses. I'm your host, John Visser, and with me today, we have an absolute powerhouse of a guest, Michael Penney. Michael has coached as a power coach. He coached leaders in Fortune 500 companies. And I do apologize to the viewers for looking down, but I want to mention all this man's what he's achieved. He's featured on numerous media outlets. He's got his own TED Talk called What Your Boom. He's the author of 2 books, like Where It Right Marine and 5-paragraph business plan. Michael also served in the Marine Corps and did 2 tours in Afghanistan and what is the other then? Combat veteran in Iran or Iraq. Sorry, I think it's Iraq. Anyways, Michael, thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. How are you doing?
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me. I'm doing very well.
Wonderful. So, Michael, tell us a little bit about the different styles of coaching that you do for businesses, because you're not only coaching Fortune 500 companies, but you also do smaller and medium-sized businesses.
Right. Yeah, I'd like to give back into the startup community and the smaller businesses and stuff whenever I have the ability. Usually when I'm coaching with somebody, we're talking about culture. They'll ask me, hey, I'm trying to figure out how to motivate executives, vice employees, and things of that nature. And that's where they really call upon my experiences, not only as a Marine, but also in just talking with a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of business leaders.
And so, Michael, was this something that just naturally sprout forward after your contract ended with the Marine Corps, or was it that you first go into another direction and that led to where you are today?
Yeah, so I patented an invention, brought it all the way to market, and while I was getting investors and I was going through different phases of education, I had a fellow veteran, fellow Marine, who had said, hey, man, you're a patrol leader. Why didn't you write an operations order, which is what we live and die by? I mean, you've got to write a plan and brief it to people. And that was the big light bulb moment for me to write my first book, which is 5-paragraph business plan based on the military operations order process. And so as I did that, it caveated into further consulting and working with those business leaders who like the more agile, lean methodology of being able to lead people. Typically, folks don't want to admit it, but they're struggling with the delegation of things, how to motivate people, sure, but how to get the team invigorated behind what is the idea, so that way it can manifest into reality.
Well, this is the one big difference between what the school system teaches us and what you learn when you go into the armed forces or the Navy or whatever it is. The school teaches us that we need to work on ourselves. You're not allowed a team effort to do a test. You're not allowed to team effort, whereas the armed forces on the other end or the Navy or the Air Force, that's exactly what they teach you, is to work together as a team with a team leader. And I think we need more of that, in our businesses today to make sure that, businesses are doing well and that everybody is equipped and working together as a team. Any advice for people that, wants to start in the coaching industry? What would you give them? Any tips?
They want to get started into the coaching industry, they have to figure out where the pocket of demand is. And frankly, that's for any business. You don't have a business until it starts making money. So figure out where the pocket of demand is and then be able to insert yourself and do so with grace. And then, you're not going to be highlighting somebody's weaknesses. They have pain points they're willing to open up to you. And that's probably the biggest advice. Figure out where the pocket of demand is.
Michael, I would love to sit down and talk for another hour or two with you, but unfortunately our time here has come to an end. Thank you so much for taking the time to hop on the call this morning. And thank you for the viewers at home for taking the time to watch us. If you guys are interested to getting coached by Michael, please log on to the Daily News Network where you will find his contact details. Until next time, thank you very much.